Hello and welcome back to The Witch's Brew. I am Amanda, and this week I am showing you how I prep my tarot and oracle decks for use. Everyone has a different method. This one just happens to be mine. I will say I am recording this one very early. I know this is not coming out until like October 13th or 14th. But I got these decks two of these decks in Salem, and I got one of them online because I couldn't resist the artwork. And I've just been dying to use them. So we're going to record this one in July. July for me, October for you guys. Now I am recording this one today, and I'm releasing it today, I should say, because I just released on the podcast kind of a two-part series. One is on divination practices. That was 2 Thursdays ago, or maybe 2 Fridays ago. And then the most recent one was about tarot and oracle cards, the differences, the similarities, how to work with them, benefits to both, etc. So I'm not going to do all of these because my process is the same whether I'm working with tarot or oracle. But if you are interested in the ones that I have in front of me today, I have Tarot Vintage. Here's just a little bit of the imagery. I hope you can see that okay. It is the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, just looks old and vintage. I also have the Siren Awakening. It says it's a tarot deck. It's not a tarot deck. It's an oracle deck. But this one is beautiful. Here. I'm trying to find one without boobs on it. There we go. You have like little holographic images as well. Just gorgeous. Oh, that one has boobs. I don't want YouTube to put me in jail for showing you guys too many boobs. And the last one that I have, I should probably show you the front, is the Dreamscapes Oracle. This is by the same artist that does, I can't even see the top of the box, that made the, I believe it's called Illuminated Tarot. I actually have the deck right here. Reverse Page of Cups. And that deck is one of my favorite decks to work with. Honestly, like the backs of the cards are so pretty. But also, like, his artwork is just amazing. All right. So I guess we'll do, because I already have it in my hands, we'll do the Dreamscapes Oracle deck. Now, if you have never opened a tarot or oracle deck before, they typically have some sort of guidebook with them. Again, typically. And then you will find the cards. So again, this is the same technique I use no matter I'm doing an oracle deck or a tarot deck. It doesn't matter the size of the deck or the shape of it. I will always do this preparatory work the same way. First things first, I am going to hold them in my hands, palms together. And I talked about this on the cleansing podcast episode, which was released a couple months ago. I'm drawing my energy just towards my hands and really focusing on the deck itself. And then I picture light coming from my palms, going through each of the cards until the energy hits my other palm. If that makes sense. And then I'll picture like a circle of light enveloping the cards. Again, if this is a tarot deck that has 78 cards, this is going to take a lot longer than this deck. I don't know how many cards are in here, but I mean, probably less than 40. Next, I'm going to look at each one of the cards in turn. Sometimes I do this pretty quickly. Sometimes I'm feeling called to take my time a little bit more. Honestly, I will say I will go through this process a little faster with a tarot deck. Now with oracle decks, oh my God, that's so beautiful. With oracle decks, the imagery is so unique that I really try my hardest. Look at that koi fish, Jesus Christ. Look at that. It's so pretty. I really try to connect as much as I can with each one of the pictures. Especially oracle decks have a lot more freedom when it comes to artwork and meaning. And now you can definitely create your own meaning for each of these. Typically when I'm starting to work with an oracle deck, I will look a lot more at the guidebook than I will for a tarot deck. Just because the meaning is so unique. It's also very specific to the artist and the creator. So I want to glean, again, this is just personal preference. I want to glean a meaning behind the author's intentions. And then I will also formulate my own meaning based off of that. And honestly, you don't typically find me doing a lot of work with oracle cards because it takes me so long to build that connection with them, because I do really take my time, probably more time than I need to, if I'm being very honest with you and myself. But I do like to take my time while doing that. So I took a look through each one of the cards. I built some sort of connection. I cleansed them in my hands. Now we're going to mix them up. Just got the gate. And if a card falls out, I will, obviously, like as I'm doing right now, I will take a look at it. This is the card that fell out. It says, portals appear at the corners of our eyes, which we can almost visualize if we squint. Some who see these portals know them for what they are. They have the gift of opening the small tear in the fabric of the world's material at will. The woman at the gate steps towards the rip, and her fingers find the edges of the gate. She reaches out and traces the portal's edge, and gently she tugs the sides apart. The space opens. The air's salty scent teases the corner of her lips as the soft sounds of the ocean waves flow into our world. She continues pulling open the portal until there was a window big enough for someone to step through. She smiles out the other side and walks away. The portal is open and now waits to welcome the traveler. Meanings: look deeper into the situation. What you want lies on the other side. Just step through. So I will read through the card's meaning like I just did, put it back in, and just keep shuffling, mixing them up. Especially, I have a oracle deck behind me. It's called Between Worlds. Imagery is just absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, I should just do a video sometime about each of the decks that I have back there, because I really do have so many. But that one is broken up by the cards are each different category. If that makes sense. So I try really, similar to like the Suits and Tarot. So for those, I try really hard to break those up as much as I can. Okay, so like this one has a lot of animals. So I just was going through, and I have the scales, the path, the raven. I can't show you that one because it has boobs. The fawn, and then sun bear, hairy eagle, sea turtle, palomino, tiger. Like, I have all of these animal cards, and when I was going through them in my first round, I saw that all of the animal cards were together, so I want to separate those. And I'm looking at the sea turtle, because the sea turtle caught my eye earlier. The sea turtle is a gentle creature with a long lifespan and can swim over vast distances. It can take decades to reach full maturity, granting them insight and wisdom only accumulated through time and experience. Sea turtles represent the journey and share their infinite patience as you walk the path and learn from the lessons given along the way. When the sea turtle comes into your life, it may be time to look at the big picture and determine your needs for the long haul. Are you ready for the future? Now is the time to start planning. Enjoy the journey of your life. Start planning for the future. But anyway, I'm going to just take each of the animal cards and I do this if I have a chunk of tarot cards that fall out at the same time. So like the 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, I will take that chunk and I will just slip them into random parts of the deck. That way I can better separate them. Separation might not be as much of a thing for you as it is for me. There we go. And honestly, because that deck is so small, I'll do one last, like, just cursory glance. And yeah, that feels good to me. Again, this process took a lot less time because this is a smaller deck. Now, I will show you, I will get out the tarot deck as well, because there is something a little bit more specific about tarot. And there's something that I prefer to do with tarot, just because I read reversals, but you can do it even if you don't read reversals. Now, I'm going through this pretty quickly. I already have the small version of this. I don't like the way the pocket-sized versions feel. They're just too small. Part of the reason I am looking through each and every single one of the cards is because sometimes with these decks, especially the bigger decks, that have more cards, the cards will stick together very easily, and it's hard to get them apart when you're shuffling. Okay, so we'll shuffle these up. Okay. Hello. Hi. God damn it. This deck wasted no time. I'm not reading all those. If you're interested, I got the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. You know why that probably happened? It's been a while since I picked up my tarot cards. And I know that Odin came to me earlier today, so I know that he is just itching to do a reading. That was the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands. Thanks, guys. And then Judgment, the World, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle these probably one more time. Okay, guys. That's the Chariot, the Seven of Pentacles, and again with with Judgment and the Four of Wands. I saw this thing on Instagram, and I send it to Chris every single time I see it. But it said, did it hurt when the card that fell out of the tarot deck came out again after you put it back in, thinking that can't be right? And yes, every single time. Okay, so this is the different thing that I do with my tarot decks. And honestly, I feel like this just makes it go a lot faster. Now, if you don't know this, how to do this method of shuffling, which I've actually met quite a few people that don't know how to do this method of shuffling, so no shade on you if you don't. There is a way to do it, even if you don't read reversals. I read reversals, so I don't care. But if you do read reversals, all right, you're going to want to keep one hand upright. And then I like to, I'm trying to show you in the best way. So I like to separate my deck. There we go. Everything's upright still. And then I will take it and turn it so it looks like it's upside down. But really, when you hold it this way, every card is facing the same direction. So I hope that makes sense. I will show you one more time. So here's all of the cards upright. I will separate them in half. So I have my thumb down here. So when I'm shuffling them together, I know this kind of shuffling has a name, I just don't have the words for it. So if you want to double check to make sure you're doing it right, because you don't want to read reversals, which is totally fine, this is how you can check. So like you can flip them over to yourself. Excuse me. You can flip them over to yourself, and if all the cards are facing the right way, you just do one of these. And I find, especially with the decks that have a lot, there's an Oracle deck that I have back there that has like 150. And again, I like to read reversals, so now I'm just shuffling willy-nilly. And I know with this one, I didn't do like the whole, put it in the middle of the palm of my hands, picture my energy going through. You can actually always do that at any point. I just really like how this deck feels. The tarot deck that I mentioned earlier, Illuminated Tarot, which is the same author as the one with the Dreamscapes Oracle. I really love that deck because it's beautiful, but it is difficult to shuffle. So the cardstock's pretty thick. There you go. That seems good to me. Cursory glance. It seems like there are not very many cards that are right next to each other, that were originally right next to each other. So I'm going to call that good. I hope this helps. I will say the first time that I opened a tarot deck, I think the whole process from opening it to finally feeling like it was ready to read maybe took me 15 minutes. Now, honestly, I can probably do it in less than 10. That's also partly due to the fact I've been reading for a lot longer now. At the time that this episode comes out, I've actually been reading tarot for over a year and a half. So I'm pretty comfortable with that. Like I said, Oracle decks do take me longer. But yeah, I hope that this helped. If you have any methods that you like to use to prep your decks to get ready. I know some people like to put like crystals on top of them. I have a clear quartz right here. Most people like to use selenite though. Some people like to cleanse them with smoke or incense. Some people will cleanse them by leaving them out under the full moon. It's up to you, whatever process feels right to you. But if you have any other ideas, anything that you like to do with your decks, please put them down in the comments below. I would love to hear your ideas. Also, if you are interested in a video where I show off the decks that I do have, because they are plentiful. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to do one of those. So I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.